Because this is life, yeah. Sometimes what we do works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. But if it's every time, if it's going to like weigh down emotionally on people, then there is something wrong in the way you are approaching things. I read the 9 pages and I thought it's a great idea. I thought it'll be really fun to sort of romance Rajkumar Rao. So I approached it as a romance, and I knew he's a very good actor. Sort of worked with him before also, and I have worked with him again after Badai Do as well.
Hi Gulshan, welcome to TellyChakkar.
Thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me virtually. I'm sitting in my parents' house, but then I'm also at TellyChakkar. So that's really like, wow.
Yes, that's amazing.
Parallel universe.
Yes, I think that's how the technology connects us, and that's a good part. Yeah, so of course, let me start by asking you this. Like, I have seen Blurr, and I have to say that what an amazing performance from you. Especially, I won't go out much spoilers, especially the scene where the dream sequence, that scene actually took me back. It was an amazing sequence.
I've been casting this whole film just for that scene. Like, we knew it, this guy, like, yeah.
So yeah, of course, as I said, of course, I love the movie and your performance. I would like to know what kind of reactions you are getting.
I've not been paying attention to much of the reactions, but I think it's good only, whatever little I've seen. And then, like, I've been talking to a lot of journalists like yourself. They're all saying that it's a good reaction and saying nice things, so I'll believe you all.
Right.
I'd like to detach myself for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks soon after release, just to declutter and not put undue pressure on myself. So I start paying attention to them post 10-12 days of release, and I look at the reviews and things like that. I've seen 1 or 2. They've been good. So I'm happy if people are liking it and people are watching it, then I'm happy.
Right, but that's the process for all the films, or especially for Blurr this time?
No, of late that's been the process. It started from I think Duranga, when Duranga released. I made it a point. I do read everything. Sometimes I scour the depths of the internet and I find some review that nobody has read, or on YouTube which has like 3 views, and I'll watch it. You never know. Sometimes you get some interesting perspective from such things. But I don't want it to affect. And sometimes when it's too close to the release, we do have, as much as you try to be detached from it, I'm still learning how to not be emotionally detached. So for some time, I think it's better if I put a barrier there and say that embargo. That, for like 2 weeks after the release, you're not really, I'll do all the promotional activity. I'll talk to journalists, I'll meet, and whatever is expected of me, I will do so. But then I try to sort of distance myself as much as possible, not to be sort of affected by it. Because this is life, yeah. Sometimes what we do works out, sometimes it doesn't work out. But if it's every time, if it's going to like weigh down emotionally on people, then there is something wrong in the way you are approaching things. So you need to figure things out. It's not people's fault that they like it or not like it. Sometimes it's our fault as to how we let it affect us. So I don't want that to happen. Until I can get to a place where I'm totally secure, I'm just like, this is not, I can have that absolute detachment, which I don't think is possible, but we could get close. Until then, I think some kind of a barrier. So abhi ye 2 हफ्ते का barrier है embargo. फिर ये 10 दिन का हो जाएगा, फिर ये हफ्ते भर का हो जाएगा, फिर 5 दिन का होएगा, फिर 3 दिन का होएगा, फिर घंटा कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
So, of course, tell me, how was it to collaborate with Taapsee? She's not just an actress, but she's also producer of the film. So, How was it to see her doing a double role in a movie? Double role in the movie as well as off-screen and on-screen.
Yeah, mostly I was with one of the double role. Off-screen, though, I don't know how it was because I never saw Taapsee the producer. She was always Taapsee the actor, and most of my scenes are with her. So, I only got to work with her as an actor. Even before that, also, I had no interactions with her as a producer. Mostly, it was her business partner, Pranjal, who was doing all the talking with my team, and then with me also whenever it was required. And I enjoy it. She has a very practical process. She's well prepared. She comes and doesn't take too much time, and she's less fussy. She's not fussy about things and all that. She's easy to work with. Net ye bata raha hu ki she's easy to work with. I didn't face any problems. We didn't get really to hang out that much off set also because it was a very physically demanding role for her and was like pissy rainy weather in the monsoons in Nainital. So there's not much opportunity to just go out and just hang out for a bit and all that. And she was very busy. I wasn't that busy. It wasn't as demanding. It wasn't demanding at all. She had a very demanding role. Plus she was producer. So she was she had to do more work. So, but overall, I had fun working with her. I had fun working with Ajay also, who's a wonderful director.
You had seen by any chance Julia's Eyes before you were offered the film?
No, I saw the poster. I didn't want to watch it at all because I didn't want to be influenced anyway by it. I just wanted to have my own interpretation, and particularly with things that are remakes or adaptations, it can influence you, like your performance, like subconsciously also it will influence you. So I just didn't want to take that chance. And the same thing with Duranga, also my earlier show with Z5. I didn't watch. It's also an adaptation of a Korean series. This is an adaptation of a Spanish movie. So I didn't want to watch because I didn't want to be influenced. I'm like, the text that is given to me, that's the gospel for me. Like I interpret that text, and whatever the director says, that's what makes sense to me. Like I'm not going to be influenced by any other external mediums.
Right. Gulshan, more than around a decade in the industry now, and this year we have seen totally different side of yours. Like first, of course, Badaido came, then Doranga came, and now Blurr. So now, after so many years, when a script comes to you, what exactly excites you to do it?
I have to be compelled to do it. I have to have genuine interest to be part of that story or play that character. It's usually connected. Like if I can be terribly interested in a character, but if I feel that the story is not interesting, then that doesn't work. It's happened sometimes. Like the character is like super interesting, but the script doesn't make sense to me. Like I'm no expert on it, but sometimes it just doesn't make, you don't connect to it. So that is important. Character and story, I want to be genuinely part. It has to really make sense for my career also now. So these two are like very important and non-negotiable. When I say non-negotiable, with myself, I'm negotiating this with myself, not with somebody else. The other variables are all negotiable, but these two are really important. So I have developed this two-thumb rule over a period of years, and this seems to be really working for me. I do have an instinct also, which is very strong. I don't necessarily have to sort of intellectualize or put it down in words, but then sometimes when I'm in doubt, then I'll fall back on these two thumb rules, and then if it's fitting that, then I say, okay, then we can tackle the other variables.
Right. Of course, I have to say that in Badai, though it was just an extended cameo, your performance was really appreciated. And, I read a lot of tweets there where they said that, they want a kind of a spin-off of your character to know more about you as well.
No, that's not happening.
Okay, no, my question was not about it's happening or not. My question was about that, how does that feel when, just an extended cameo gives you so much love and appreciation in a whole movie?
Very good. I don't have any fun answer for this, but then it was a well-written part. It satisfied the criteria for me. I was like, I do have a working relation with the director. He made Hunterrr with me. Yeah. So this was his second feature film, and he asked me to be part of it. I said that send me the scenes. He said, do you want the whole script? I said, no, just send me the scenes that you want me for. So he sent me 9 pages. That's it. I read the 9 pages and I thought it's a great idea. I thought it'll be really fun to sort of romance Rajkumar Rao. So I approached it as a romance, and I knew he's a very good actor. Sort of worked with him before also, and I have worked with him again after Badaido as well. So there's no question in like me in the ability thing, like it's going to be good. And the writing was so good. I just enjoyed myself. I knew that I think 2.5, 3 days or 4 days of shoot, and it was just fun. I was glad that I could make the date for it, and I knew that it won't be bad. It'll be good for my career also, in terms of like it's not going to be why is Gulshan doing such stuff, because it's such a well-written part. I mean, not only me, if anybody else also had done it, I'm sure they would have gotten quite a lot of attention for it, because it's such a wonderfully written. And I'm glad that it came my way, and I'm very happy that I could contribute to that film and to my friend Harsh.
Right. A few years ago we had also heard reports of Hunterrr 2. So any plans of that anytime soon?
I also heard, yeah. No, we did genuinely try, but it's not happening because there is no story. It'll be really like milking an imaginary cow. It's just not going to happen. And Harsh, I think, is a man of integrity, apart from being lazy. But I don't think he has a story. I don't think he intended it to be anything more than what it was. Any other thing that we have come up with until now seems very forced. Seems like we're going to cash in on the brand value, but it's not a genuine story that he wants to tell. I think if he finds something very genuine where he feels that, okay, now I have a story that's worth telling, that can be like a sequel or a continuation or something like that. It may be with some other characters also. It doesn't have to be with like me or something like that. I don't know what it can. But so far, there is nothing like that. And then he just doesn't want to cash in. Many people told him just announce it, you'll be able to raise money. And he was able to raise like 3 times, 4 times as much as money that he got for the first film. But he doesn't want to do that. And I respect that.
So I think right now you have Doranga Part Season 2 coming up. And what else, any other upcoming projects that you have?
Yes, 2 of my projects have been announced earlier this year. One is with Amazon. It's called The Heart. That's made by Rima Kakti and Ruchika Oberoi. And that has Vijay Verma, Sonakshi Sinha and Soham Shah, among other fine actors. And there's Guns and Gulabs that Rajan Dikia have made. That will also come up. Both these will come up, I think, in the first quarter or first half of 2023. I'm not really sure, but the dates are yet to be announced.
Gulshan, it was really nice chatting with you, and all the best for future projects.
Thank you, Murtuza. Thank you so much.
Bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Know all about the Telly world by subscribing to TellyChakkar's YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated to our new videos.